Number 5, we need to start off by putting the 1 in the denominator. So this 16, we need to make that into a 1. Problem is, it's under the square root. So we can't just multiply by 1/16 because we won't be able to multiply that under the square root. So to make sure that we can, we have to make it the square root of 1/16. That way, if it's under a square root, we can multiply it under this square root. So technically, we should multiply by square root of 1/16 over square root of 1/16. But do we really need it under a square root on top? No. So what's the square root of 1/16? 1/4. Right. So those are still the same. That 1/4, we don't need it inside the integral. I'm going to go ahead and put that out in front again. So we have 1/4 times the antiderivative of x cubed over square root of 16. I'm sorry, square root of 1 minus 9/16 x to the 8th. Now that we have the antiderivative, or we have that 1 there, we can set up our u squared, u, and du. So our u squared is the 9/16 times x to the 8th. Square root of that, we can simplify square root of 9/16. That's just going to be 3/4. Square root of x to the 8th would be x to the 4th. Remember, just that to the 1/2 power. So 8 times 1/2. So it's x to the 4th. And then our derivative, the du, bring that 4 out in front, we end up with 3 times x cubed dx. So we need to get our du set up in here. We have the x cubed and the dx. We need to figure, or we don't need to figure out, but we need to put the 3 in there, so we're going to multiply the inside by 3, outside by 1/3. Now all of this becomes our du, so we're just left with 1 on top, over square root of 1 minus u squared du. So what's the antiderivative of 1 over square root of 1 minus u squared? Inverse sign. So we get inverse sign of u, which is 3/4 x to the 4th, plus c.